confiscate the money. That girl is a little rowdy. Small world, all her friends know me.
So we are back to the brand new episode of Toronto Blue Jays Franchise Mode here in MLB The Show 16. But today, we have a big matchup, Game 1 of the season. The Blue Jays versus the Orioles here at Rogers Center for Game 1 of the season. So last season, a really unfortunate thing happened. We did end up getting swept in the ALDS against those damn pesky Yankees. So the New York Yankees, great roster last year, beat us basically because Prince Fielder played very well. But today, our starter this year is Mad Bum. Our opening day started as Madison Bumgarner once again. Mad Bum, he's had an off year, I guess you could say, last year, but I'm pretty confident this year will be a bounce back year for Mad Bum and the Blue Jays. But whereas the Orioles, their lineup, they have a pretty good lineup. They have D. Gordon leading them off today. D. Gordon, 8 home runs, 43 RBI, 35 stolen bases. Speed is his #1 threat. But D. Gordon is going right down in center field, and it's going to be caught by Byron Buxton on the backhand. The first play of the day, the first out of the day. So D. Gordon flies out there. That's 1-0 here in this inning, nobody on. As they get this one deep to right field, that one's carrying, that one's back. And that one is gone. Home run, Baltimore, and that makes it a 1-0 game here for Baltimore very early in this game. So I thought for sure Mad Bum would play very well today, but it doesn't really look so far pretty well, I guess, for him. Mad Bum, I usually have trouble using him in this game just based on his pitch timing, but otherwise, Castro, first home run of the season. That's 1-0 Baltimore already in this game. But next hit's going to be a hit right down the left field line. Nobody's there whatsoever due to our defensive positioning. That's easily going to be a double for the Orioles. So a man on here in scoring position here with 1-0 here in this inning for the Orioles. And it's not really looking too good for Mad Bum here. It's one deep into right field. That one looks like a routine fly ball right to Yoenis Cespedes. But Cespedes, his timing was off on that catch, and it bounces over the wall. That's a ground rule double. And that scores another run to make it a 2-run game here, 2-0 here, Baltimore, early in the top of the first. But now 2 outs in the sitting, a man still in scoring position here in second base. But it's going to be caught by Byron Buxton in left center field. And that finally gets to the bottom of the first after that horrible top of the first by Mad Bum. 2-0 Baltimore already still in this game, as that's our line for the season. Byron Buxton leading us off. Steve Castro, Josh Donaldson still on the team. As our man, Byron Buxton, hits one right to the second baseman. They make the play and gun it to first base, the first out of the day. So Buxton, he's not that bad of a leadoff hitter, I guess. You want a speedy guy like Buxton on, but now there's 2 outs in the inning with Josh Donaldson up, but Josh Donaldson swinging and missing, and that's strike 3 called, and that's going to end the inning off right there. So no runs, no hits by the Blue Jays, still 2-0 Baltimore here, heading to the top of the second here, and former Blue Jay Desmond Jennings comes to play here. Desmond Jennings, former Blue Jay in like 2016, but he strikes out, swings and a miss on the 2-seam fastball right down the middle, and that's going to be the first out of this inning. So 2 outs in this inning for Mad Bum here, as next batter up's going to this one right into the center field. That's going to be played by Tulo. Tulo guns to first. That's going to get the out to end the inning off right there. So Tulo's arm still looks great this year as we're heading to the bottom of the second here. 2 outs in this inning for the Jays, but Jock Peterson breaks the plane there with his bat, and that's going to be called strike 3 called. That's going to end the inning off right there. So our offense not picking up whatsoever here as we're into the top of the third inning. Not too bad, I guess, by Mad Bum as he strikes out a D. Gordon once again here. Down in a way. That was a perfect pitch by Mad Bum. Now there's one here in this inning for the Orioles. But next batter up, another strikeout by Mad Bum. So back-to-back strikeouts by Mad Bum in this third inning. He's playing so good after allowing those 2 runs in the top of the first. But Mad Bum making him just watching strike 3 called there in that one. But 2 outs in the inning for the Orioles. This one high and deep center field. That one's caught by Byron Buxton. That's going to end the off right there. So at least we get through the top of the third here as we get to the bottom of the third with Will Myers on. But Will Myers hits one into right center field. That's carrying, and that drops for a base hit. And that's going to be 1 and more. That's easily a stand-up double for Will Myers on that play. And our first hit of the season and on the day for offenses. Now there's a runner in scoring position here. But look, Lucas Duda just looks at strike 3 call. Now there's one here in the sitting for the man in scoring position here. As Jimmy Urias hits one high and deep to right field. That one's carrying. That one just drops right in fair territory. That scores 1 run. That's easily going to be a double for Jamie Urias. So our new stud catcher last year, acquired him at trade deadline. Jamie Urias is a stud, but Byron Buxton comes on, hits a base hit right in right field. That one is going to be a base hit. Now there's runners on the corners here with the one here in the sitting for man. Castro means Casto, but Casto, very unfortunate here. That's caught in foul territory for the out. Now there's 2 outs in this inning with runners on the corners here for man Josh Donaldson. Donaldson breaks his bat. That's easily played by the first baseman. They run to first and get the out to end the inning off right there. So we score at least 1 run to make it a 2-1 game for the Baltimore Orioles as we're coming back slowly but surely as top of the fourth. Mad Bum still pitching as he strikes out, swinging a miss by Manny Machado, and that's the first out of this inning. So Mad Bum, so many strikeouts on that day so far. I believe he has like 5 already, as Mad Bum throwing heat today, making a miss at exactly you think Mad Bum would play. So ever since the first inning, Mad Bum playing exactly like you expect Mad Bum to play. But as this one, Will Myers, perfect play there, played perfectly by him, guns it to first and gets the out there the second of the inning. So, man, what a play by Will Myers, our best defensive player, I guess so, on the team. But now 2 outs this inning for the Orioles as they pop this one way up into left field. That's caught by our man Jock Peterson. That's going to end the inning off right there. So, I guess a few solid innings by the Jays ever since the top of the first as we're heading to the bottom of the fourth. As Peterson just hits it right to the first baseman, they run to first, get the out, and that ends the inning off right there. So, offense stalling once again after having that 1-run inning in the third. As the top of the fifth here, nobody on, nobody out. As a routine play right to Donaldson, Donaldson guns it first and gets the out there, so close to being off the base throw, but at least he gets on point and Jennings is out. So Donaldson is defensive, basically his defense is the best thing about him. The next best thing is offense, but another thing is Mad Bum. Like he's perfect today basically. Strike out everybody, he strikes the man, hitting top of the fifth off right there. As heading to the bottom of the fifth, Lucas Duda's up, but he is patient there as he receives a walk on that one. And now his runners on first here with 2 outs this inning for the Blue Jays, but Buxton swings and misses on that slider down and away. That ends the inning off right there, right when he could have started something big and gotten a revolution, I guess. I don't know, but top of the sixth here, 0-2 count as guess what? They swing and miss on that pitch, and that's another strikeout for Madison Bumgarner on the day. So he is so clutch when it comes to these strikeouts here. As guess what? Another one. A curveball down and away gets the next man. Now it's 2 outs hitting it for Mad Bum. 74 innings, 74 pitches there so far. So many strikeouts. This next man up. It's one high in the air, deep into center field. That's caught by Buxton. That's gonna end the inning off right there. So Mad Bum playing so well so far. Hasn't allowed a single hit since the top of the first year as Cespedes is up, but he pops one way up in the left center field. It's caught by left fielder, and that ends the inning off right there again. So our offense just terrible today as we barely have any hits, but guess what? Mad Bum keeping us in this one as he swings, as Manny Machado swings and misses once again. Another strikeout for Mad Bum. Now 1 out in this inning. It's one right down center field, and that's going to be a base hit for the Orioles. Finally, since the top of the first. So, like their first base hit since the top of the first. 1 runner on scoring position here with 1 out as they get ground out right to our man Tulo. Tulo guns to first, but that's off as that is too slow. And now his runners on first and second here with 1 out. But guess what? 3 straight strikes, and that's going to strike with the very next batter and make it 2 outs in this inning for Mad Bum. So Mad Bum, and when he placed in a situation where there's pressure, he is clutch as the next man up strikes out on that curveball, and that ends the inning off right there. So I don't know how many strikeouts he has so far. I can't even count how many he does, but 1 out in this inning for the Jays as we receive another walk here. Jock Peterson patient on that one. Now there's runners on first here with 1 out in this inning for the Jays, but the Orioles manager coming out here as their pitcher not really playing too well. I guess he's played pretty well for the most part, but now they're going to bring in a reliever in Kevin as next man up, 2 outs sitting with 1 man on. As Duda blasts one in left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit and more. Now runners, he heading to third base, and he's rounding third. He's hitting home. Can we go and score this run to tie this one up? And that one's slow as we tie this one up on a double by Lucas Duda in the gap. So Lucas clutch on that one. Usually he's terrible in these gameplays, but Lucas Duda, he knew that one was going to be a base hit. He took the time when he watched that one drop in the gap. And that scores 1 run and make it a 2-2 game here, all tied up at 2 apiece with runners on second here with 2 outs. But Jamie Harris comes on. He's going to do the exact same thing, but no, he's not, as that one is caught by the right fielder on the point, and that's going to end the inning off right there. So we score another run in that inning to make it a 2-2 game here, all tied up at 2 apiece for our offense. As they start bringing in pinch hitters here at the top of the 8th, they're pretty confident they're going to win this one. But guess what? Mad Bum, he comes back with another strikeout. Over 100 pitches so far in this game, and he's still striking out batters like crazy. But 1 out in this inning, nobody on, as guess what? Next man up, swings and misses on a pitch way out in the zone, that 4-seam fastball. That's another strikeout for Mad Bum in this game. So next man up, guess what? That's going to be ground out, or not ground out, just bounces right over the third baseman. That's going to be a base hit. So I thought it'd be a strikeout, but Mad Bum, I guess you should probably go pull him after that one base hit, as he has over 100 pitches so far in this game. You don't want to risk anything, as we're going to bring out our clutch reliever, Fernando Salas, to come and pitch in this game. He's a righty. He was an all-star a few years back, so I mean, Fernando Salas pretty reliable, as his runners on first here 2 outs. But guess what? Next pitch is going to be ground out right to our man Will Myers. Will Myers easily plays from second, throws it to first, and gets the out there to head to the bottom of the 8th. So bottom of the 8th, we're usually clutch when it comes to comebacks here, as Jason Garcia comes in for the Orioles, bringing Hector Sanchez at catcher, as first bat up's going to get one right down the left field line, and that's good base hit. So Buxton gets on here in this inning. We finally have a runner on first here with 0 outs, as our man Steve Casto up. Steve Casto lays down the bunt to get the sacrifice to second base. That was almost close to a base hit, but they get the out to make it runners in scoring position with 1 runner on second, with 1 out here in this inning for the Jays. And we need to do this, as we need to score a run in order to get a lead in this game. But perfect bunt by Steve Castro that basically prohibited the double play from happening at all. But Now, you're our new clutch hitter, not really new clutch hitter, but Josh Donaldson coming on here, 0 for 3 in the day so far, is Donaldson. But Donaldson clutches, he gets a base hit into right field, and our man Buxton is fast. He's rounding third, he's easily going to score on that one, and now we finally have a lead here, 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th. So, right when our offense needs it, Josh Donaldson comes up clutch here, as he's probably our most clutch player on the team, I guess, and he delivers a base hit right when he needed it from him on the day. So, Donaldson, probably your best player. I guess he's like 96 overall, so you expect this kind of stuff from him. But Tulo coming on here with 2 outs, but Tulo waves at a slider down and out of the zone. That's going to end the inning off right there. So into the top of the 9th here, trying to get the save is Roberto Osuna, 25 years old, our best reliever on the team. He's our closer, so I mean, you got to rely on a man like Osuna as first batter up. Just a routine play right to Donaldson. He guns it first for the first out of this inning right there. So Donaldson, after delivering that clutch base hit, the RBI base hit, he delivers a play in the top of the 9th. His next batter up, a grounder play to Donaldson. Once again, he guns it first to get the second out of the inning right there. So Donaldson coming out with all the plays so far late in the game as Adam Jones gets sit down there in the top of the 9th. But guess what? Next man up is going to ground it right to our man Tulo. Tulo guns it first, and that is ball game as we win this close game 3-2 here in Toronto for the first W of the season. So we're 1-0 in the season so far. After a great game by Madison Bumgarner, he struggled early, but I guess he came up and delivered a perfect game after that one, only allowing like maybe 1 or 2 hits after the first inning. But anyway, a great game by Josh Donaldson coming up with the big defensive plays and the big offensive play that got us the lead in the top, being the bottom of the 8th. So anyway, I guess I'll end this episode off for here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Blue Jays franchise mode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And you have to feel he comes out on opening day and turns in a great performance. Now, that's how you want to...
Psycho and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Blue Jays come out on top 3-2. So long.